It's Johnny Venezia with RotoWire, and we're talking 5 mid-round targets you need to be looking at for your fantasy football team in 2025. First up, let's go with Kenny Walker, KW3 out of Seattle, ADP 41. RB 15. It was a down year for Kenny Walker in Seattle. Only played 12 games. Had to deal with some injuries, 153 carries for 573 yards and 7 scores. I like some players in the Seattle offense this year. It's a little bit of a different regime. Geno's gone. Sam Darnold's in. They brought in Clint Kubiak to be the offensive coordinator. And based on what I've been reading, it seems like Kubiak is going to be deploying a balanced attack with the run game, doing what Seattle usually does there, and then having Darnold go off with the play action to Jackson Smith-Njigba and Cooper Kupp and company. I think Seattle, though, is going to lean a little bit heavier on the run game to start 2025, kind of break in this new offense. And the big thing is, this is Walker's contract year. He's finishing up his rookie deal. So, he wants to go out there, put on a show in 25 so he can get his dollars up for a potential free agency in the wintertime. So I'm taking a look at Kenny Walker here. Pretty solid value. Should go back to his RB2 status with the ability to have a really good finish to his rookie contract in Seattle. Next up, we're going to go with Chuba Hubbard, the Carolina Panthers stalwart. It's a little bizarre with Hubbard because he's not the sexiest name and is somebody that I've been a little bit afraid of in the past, but you can't argue with the results, man. Hubbard is ADP 47, RB 19 currently on Yahoo Fantasy Leagues. This dude finished up a great 2024 campaign. 250 carries, 1,195 yards, and 10 tutties. He is going to be the bell cow again. Jonathan Brooks, the once upon a time talented rookie, just has not been able to stay healthy. So it looks like it's going to be Hubbard's backfield as the bell cow yet again. The Panthers have something cooking here. Dave Canales really instituted a strong finish for the Panthers at the end of the 2024 season. Hubbard was a big reason why. I don't really see them getting away from using him the way they did last season. They relied on him very heavily late in the year, 16 plus carries in 4 of their final 6 games. So Hubbard is definitely somebody that I'm taking a look at in this middle round tier here. Again, this is a player that I think is going to be a very strong RB2, somebody that could be 10 to 15 points on average every week with the occasional 25 plus pointer. So definitely take a look at Hubbard in your mid rounds this summer. Going on down to the wide receivers. Courtland Sutton finally got that breakout that we were hoping for. I know he had a good year a few years ago, but always dealing with the injuries Sutton was. But finally, he was able to stay healthy in 2024, put it all together. He's ADP 53 right now, so that's around the 5th round. Wide receiver 23, just inside the top 25 there. He had 81 catches for 1,081 yards and 8 scores on 135 targets. I think as he continues to build that rapport with Bo Nix, who had a really strong rookie campaign last year, he's going to earn more of Bo Nix's trust, as well as Sean Payton's, who, as we know, is one of the best offensive minds in the game of football in at least the last 25 years or so. I think if Sutton stays healthy again, this is another 1,000-yard year. He's the true wide receiver 1. There's nobody really contending for his title there as the wide receiver 1 in the Broncos organization. So I think as long as he's able to stay healthy, it's going to be another good year for Courtland Sutton. Somebody I'm probably looking a little bit more as a wide receiver 3 with comfort, but I think he's got the ability to be a very strong wide receiver 2 if he is indeed able to stay healthy. If you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And right now, RotoWire is going to give you 15% off of any product on rotowire.com. That includes our fantasy football draft rankings, our draft kit, as well as access to our experts for those tough start sit decisions on Sunday morning. Use code YouTube15 at checkout. Let's go with another wide receiver. Zay Flowers, Baltimore Ravens, wide receiver 1. He had a very nice year last year, 74 grabs for 1,059 yards and 4 touchdowns. Currently ADP 62, which puts him in the 6th round range, and he is wide receiver 28. So obviously just outside that top 25. I don't think Zay Flowers is going to be somebody that's going to be a 1,500-yard, 100-catch guy at any point in the near future, if he ever is, but he doesn't have to be. I think the way the Ravens run their offense, he's the perfect fit. He's a guy that can make the big play, but we've also seen him rack up 7, 8 catches and do a lot of damage with yards after the catch. 14.3 yards per catch last year, which is a very, very strong number. He's built a lot of trust with Lamar over these last couple of years. And heading into season 3, I feel like Zay Flowers is going to have another big year in Baltimore as Lamar's most trusted wide receiver target. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins coming in is going to impact him at all. I also think Rashad Bateman's presence of him developing is also going to help Flowers out. So that way it's harder for defenses to target Zay Flowers with defensive coverages more. Definitely somebody I'm targeting more as a wide receiver 3, but I like the prospects of Zay Flowers for the 2025 season. Definitely somebody that can be a game changer for you, especially at the wide receiver 3 position. Last but not least, let's hit a tight end here. TJ Hockenson, ADP 71, tight end 6. It was an injury-riddled 2024. He only played 10 games, 41 catches, 455 yards, no touchdowns. So obviously it was a down year. It's comeback season for hockey. The Minnesota Vikings have a lot of weapons, but the fact is Sam Darnold is no longer their quarterback. It's going to be J.J. McCarthy, who missed all of last year. So there's a lot of ifs with this Vikings offense in terms of what McCarthy is going to bring here, but they still have Kevin O'Connell running the show. And I feel like, especially with young quarterbacks, they like to gravitate more towards their tight ends as a security blanket. Obviously, he has Justin Jefferson, but we know that he suffered a hamstring injury. We don't know the severity. I'm sure he'll be fine and have another great season, but it's always nice to have somebody like Hockenson. And yes, Jordan Addison's still a dog, but I think when you have a tight end that's been as reliable as Hockenson's been, especially since coming over to Minnesota, I feel like this is going to be somebody that can really do a lot of damage, put up a lot of catches, get a good amount of touchdowns, and possibly get back into that top 5 tight end overall in fantasy status. So I would definitely take a look at TJ Hockenson. I'm buying the dip on him this year. You're going to get a discount for somebody that's got real potential to be one of the top tight ends in the NFL.